Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's time for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. I'm Tim, K3LR. Along with me today is KB8ZWT Jeff. Jeff, how are things going? Are you hearing something on 10 meters? What happened?
Yeah, I guess it was real exciting over the weekend. I had some calls, people saying 10 meters opened up. I just had 10 meters on a minute ago. Was hearing a guy out of Chile talking, but people are asking what's going on.
Yeah, this is the time of the year, and I think we've just got on the front end of it, that we get to see a phenomenon called sporadic E.
Yep.
And this phenomenon is it's incredible because it actually can happen on many of the HF bands, but it's really good when it happens on 10 meters
Yep.
and on 6 meters. And it can even happen on 4 meters. 4 meters is a band over in Europe.
Yep.
And sometimes I think it can even get to 2 meters. But what was going on here was a combination, really, when you're talking about South America, from North America to South America, which is trans-equatorial propagation.
Yep.
That can happen when you get some sunspots, and the maximum usable frequency is highest right in between. If you think about where the sun is, because the sun is just traversing over the top of South America, that's where the highest MUF is.
Right.
And the signals really like to go from North America to South America. And then you put an E cloud in there, the sporadic E. Boy, you can have some fun. So let's take a look at some photos here, Jeff, right off the internet. And so I'm going to share my screen, and let me know when you see this.
Yep, got it.
Okay. So here is sporadic E propagation, which is these E clouds, and these are intense clouds of ionization that act as reflectors or mirrors, and it's in the E region of the ionosphere, and it doesn't have to be at the peak of the sunspot cycle. In fact, during all of the really low sunspot years, Jeff, sporadic E comes up every year between now and the end of July.
Yep.
Here in North America. It is, it's not one of those things that is predictable. You just have to kind of be there or be watching the Reverse Beacon Network or WhisperNet or PSK Report or any of these. But notice that some of the takeoff angles are very high. It's not just necessarily a low takeoff angle. This is somewhat high. And last night I was on 10 meters. I check into the ground wave net down in Pittsburgh, and I noticed I was seeing more blips on the waterfall. And what that was from is that the band was open on sporadic E. And sure enough, my friends down in Oklahoma City, I was able to hear them. And we talked for probably an hour last night.
Wow.
From basically Pittsburgh to Oklahoma City, which is 1,000 miles, and it was done with sporadic E. And this was the first Monday night of the season that we had sporadic E. But the great thing about this is that low antennas seem to do even better in these kinds of conditions, Jeff, because the high antenna, they were about S7. But the lower antennas, like down at 50 feet and 80 feet, they were 20 over 9.
Wow.
So it was very pronounced. And that's when you know that sporadic E is in place. But then there was some multi-hop sporadic E into Australia. And conditions improved. And there were stations in Ohio and Pennsylvania working Australia on 10 meters at 9 o'clock last night.
Oh, wow.
How cool is that?
So, that is very cool. Yeah.
So that, there was lots of information about sporadic E on the internet. And then this is the trans-equatorial propagation known as TEP. And there is some conditions now. We're starting to see some QSOs between the middle Atlantic states and into South America on 6 meters. And it's a combination that is linked to TEP plus sporadic E. You got to have the E clouds, but it is definitely part of the enhanced ionization that goes on where the sun is. And that is really important. And speaking of the sun, hey, this is a great photo.
Yeah.
This is the sun, I think yesterday, and it's got about 16 sunspots on it. And the great news is on the back side of the sun, there are areas that are going to be active as well and may produce sunspots. So I think that cycle 25 is off and running, as do a lot of others. And I'm just very, very excited about that. So let's stay tuned here, because I think you're going to see some exciting things on 10 meters with sporadic E, and also with enhanced propagation on 15 and 20 meters because of getting some sunspots. And this weekend, Jeff, is NVIS Day in Ohio.
Yep.
And I think other sections may have this. And Jeff, did you get some phone calls about NVIS?
Yeah, after the show last week, I had people asking about your antenna and NVIS, and you know, what do we have for that? So we got some on our website, but this is exciting.
Yes. So this is the Ohio section NVIS Day, and transmitter power is limited to 100 watts, but this is to encourage groups to go out and test your NVIS capabilities and near vertical incident skywave. And this is really, really fun stuff to do, and to see if you can just work locally. And they're going to have it on a couple of different bands on 40 meters and 80 meters. And then also I see that they're going to try some 60 meters, and also using Olivia, and so all sorts of different modes as well. But just Google Ohio section NVIS, and that'll bring up you know, the information on that. Maybe your section can participate at some point in the future. And I did notice our good friend Frank, W3LPL, wrote a nice article that is in the May edition of QST, and it is what to expect during the rising years of solar cycle 25. And it gives a real nice summary, including some very informative graphs. And you know, QST is a phenomenal magazine, but to have Frank contribute an article for the May edition about cycle 25 is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So let's see what's going on in the chat here, Jeff, and see what everybody's up to. And let's see, we have November Juliet 4 Zulu, and Andy from England, 2 Echo 0 Radio Echo Echo, and Mike Mowry, KE3 Juliet Papa is on. And November Charlie 7 Bravo, nice sporadic E opening to Arizona on 6 meters yesterday, and he's monitoring for any repeat today. And Whiskey 8 Victor India Papa is on, Victor Papa 2 Echo India Hotel from Anguilla. And John was on, 10 was open this morning, worked a couple of DX, and 1 Parks on the Air late this morning. So
Good.
10 is still going. And Rob, good evening from the UK, guys. Greetings from the spaceship. I wish something would open on 40 meters early morning right now. Well, we just have to be patient, Rob, but I think conditions are going to get better here. We got November 8th, I think it's Fox Lima on from West Virginia. And we have Echo Alpha 5 Kilo Alpha from Spain, and Herb Kilo Charlie 1 Germany India Bravo. And let's see, Anthony K5 Alpha Juliet Tango, good to hear you, even if you couldn't hear me very well. I cranked up the compression. Good, Anthony. I could hear your voice. It was just so soft in there last night on 10. And you know, Jeff, when they're weak, it's
yeah, it's tough.
Anthony wasn't moving the S meter, but we'll get you there, Anthony. And Kilo Mike 5 Golf Zulu sends his regards. Always good to hear from Bob. And Aaron says, what is more predictable, Sporadic E or when I buy the ICOM ID52 from DX Engineering?
Well,
Aaron, you know, these days we're trying to get you equipment just as fast as we can. And Echo Lima 2 Bravo Golf Slant Whiskey 4 is on from Jacksonville. And let's see, Mark says, nice Sporadic E opening on 10 meters right now with strong signals. So he's in Tennessee. That's the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest there, Jeff, and for BCD. And Alpha 92 Golf Whiskey Tom says, hi, Tim. What is your favorite HF radio, if I may ask? 10 meters to Australia from the East Coast USA. Wow. Yeah, and it was 100 watts in a vertical.
wow.
Not, you know, nothing, but boy, when conditions are there, when that Sporadic E is going on and you can get it going, man, it's magic. My favorite HF radio is what's sitting behind me. That's the ICOM IC 7851. The 7610 is close behind.
Yeah.
But you asked my favorite, Tom, so that's it, the 7851. And let's see, Steve says, I think the Sporadic E's have been drinking lately. Well, could be. Whatever it takes to get conditions. And it says, Richard, thanks for the awesome information. I love learning things from you guys. 73 from Kilo Juliet 7 Lima Uniform Echo. Well, you know, Richard, everything I know, I learned from somebody else, like listening to Frank W3LPL and others. And of course, there's tons of information on the internet. And over the last 50 years, I've just been fortunate to have a lot of people answer my questions.
Right.
And, I used to be that 12-year-old kid that was asking question after question after question.
Yeah.
I haven't stopped. Let's see. We got Robert, November Charlie 8, India. He worked New Zealand and Australia on 12 meters from Florida last night.
Wow.
So that opening was not just confined to Ohio and Pennsylvania.
Oh.
That's really good on 12 meters. And let's see here. Who else do we have on with us? We've got Sugar Victor 8, Charlie Papa Quebec on from Greece. And let's see. We've got Victor Papa 2, Echo India Hotel. He says, time to order some new antennas down here. Sounds good, Ira. And the tall guy is on, K3STL. And Ed's Kilo Oscar 4, Lima Kilo. Jeff, are you able to check stock availability on the 7100?
Yeah, let me check that real quick.
See, we got a big shipment from ICOM in yesterday, and a bunch got shipped out last night. And I don't know what status the 7100 is, but you can always, Ed, you can always look on our website, and we'll try to give you the best date that we know. But Jeff's going to look it up. And WD8NVN says, I don't pay attention to the solar industries. I just keep it simple. Turn on the radio and see if it works. That's the best way, Bob.
Yeah, it looks like we're still out of them, but we may have got some in. They're just not in the system yet. Not sure what all Melnie's got in the other day.
I know there was a big tractor trailer full of ICOM gear.
Right.
So stay tuned on that, Ed.
Give us a call.
We are expecting them. Mark, Kilo 2 Charlie Sierra X-Ray from Myrtle Beach. Echo India 9 Juliet Fox from Ireland. And from Italy, it's India Zulu 1 Lima Bravo November. Tango Fox 3 Oscar Mike. Nice to have you on from Iceland. And let's see, we've got India Kilo 1 Zulu Papa Alpha from Italy. And our buddy Guy from DX Engineering, K5 TGS, one of our Texas guys on the phones, taking his lunch break. And good job, Guy, handling all the DX Engineering customers. And Lou, thank you to your program on the internet, Whiskey 7 Quebec Papa Zulu. Thanks, Lou. And let's see, Rob says, I'll be soon they'll be converting a travel trailer into a ham shack. Can you do a show on RFI, EMI protection to keep the panels, inverters, and other electronics from causing RFI through the air and electrical system? That's Kilo Golf 7 India Delta Mike. Rob, that's a big project, but I can tell you this. You need to consult the DX Engineering website for information on ferrite. Also, Kilo 9 Yankee Charlie has a lot of really good information on his website, and you're going to need a boatload of ferrite. That's just what it's going to take. And Kilo Delta 2 Juliet Oscar Echo, and Victor Papa 2 Echo India Hotel says he'll be checking 10 and 6 meters this week. And Vic says VE3 Yankee Tango. Thanks everyone for all the Ontario QSO party contacts. Jeff, that was a super party with Ontario, and also Michigan was on last weekend. And this weekend is one of the big three, one of the real big ones. This is the Florida QSO party.
Yep.
And it's on 40 through 10 meters, and it's on both days, on Saturday and Sunday. And there are tons of mobiles. So if you're working on a Worked All County award, this is the time to get all the counties in Florida. And speaking of which, there's Delta Lima 1 Quebec. She's been working on her county award for years. And so I imagine that Sandy will be in the Florida QSO party. And Fox 5 Tango Golf Radio from France said, we had a nice South America opening on 10 meters last weekend. So there is hope for 10.
Yes.
And Rick, Whiskey X-Ray 8 Tango is on, and Kilo Charlie 1 Mike uniform in Massachusetts. And Ed, it looks like Ed's got his order in. So he's just waiting for us to unload that trailer, Jeff, and get his radio shipped out. From Indonesia, it's Yankee Charlie 0, Oscar Juliet Mike, Elvin. And let's see, can your 46-foot fiberglass pole be installed without a guy for a vertical or a very light dipole? You'd have to have a real super base to hold it up. Yeah. That fiberglass pole really does need some guy wires to it when you're going to extend it to that height. I would not recommend trying to, especially try to self-support that. Any kind of wind could really be trouble. India Tango 9, India Delta Golf. And Anthony says, no switch mode power supplies are allowed. Yeah, that's good advice. If you're building that communications trailer, try to keep the switch modes to a really be careful, because a lot of it is going to be generated by the panels, etc. So that is but I'm telling you guys and girls, get on the air and have some fun with this propagation that's going on. You never know what you're going to get. 1 minute you're talking across town on 10 meters, the next minute it's FTA to Australia.
Right.
And then these days of the internet, you get the card instantly. Maybe you get it confirmed on Logbook of the World, or stations even send you an email with the card.
Yep.
So it's really, really cool. And Mike India 5, Juliet Yankee Kilo, he says he's taking a break from listening to white noise on 10 meters to catch his favorite Tuesday show. Well, in Northern Ireland, it could break loose in any moment. So Peter, never give up on it. And you never know what's going to come in next. And, Jeff, after we're done here, I know it's your lunchtime, but
yep,
I'm going to turn on the 10-meter rig. I need a quick break.
Yeah. Well, I have it on right now. I've got it here in front of me. So.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
You seeing anything going on the waterfall, Jeff?
Oh, no, not right now. Let me see. Let me get back over. Nope, not right now, but it will.
And then let's see, we've got Alan, Whiskey Alpha 8, India Whiskey Kilo. and he says, is the ICOM 705 your top pick for portable soda operations? Any others you suggest for hiking? Well, that battery with the 705 is really, really handy. Now, Jeff, I know you've had good luck with one of the Yaesu models.
Yeah, I have the 891, and I've taken that camping several times, and that's a nice radio to do some parks on the air for soda. It's not that big. I actually sold a couple of them last week to some people doing parks on the air, and yeah, I am seeing a little bit on around 28,470 right now.
Well, that's great. That is, I mean, there is hope. You never know when it's going to break loose.
Nope.
And it's like Bob WD8NVN says, nothing beats looking at the waterfall and tuning the big knob.
Yep.
And so your buddy W8BBQ says, work some for me, guys. And let's see, Mike has got his 6 and 10 FT8. He's looking there. And Adrian says, do you use all the time external SWR or internal in the set? I use both. Actually, I take a look. The internal in the radio takes a look at the input VSWR to the amplifier here, and I do take a look at that from time to time. And then I've got an external watt meter that sits on the output of the amplifier so that we set it right at 1500 watts. And then I take a look at the reflected power, and that will give me the SWR. N8TUW, Steve says 10 meters is up. And Anthony says, I love the FT891. I have that radio for mobile. Yeah. So really good radio. And Kilo 6 India Papa radio is on from Fremont, California. Well, Jeff, I think it's time for us to go have some fun on 10 and for you to have your lunch.
Yeah.
Little 10. And
I thought I heard you say on Saturday in between calls I can get on the Florida QSL party, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I thought I heard you say that.
Yeah.
Put you on the spot.
During your lunch break there.
There we go.
Wayne Kilo 8 Fox says FT8 is hopping on 10 meters now. So everybody turn on your radio. Let's go have some fun.
That's right.
Thanks for watching today. We'll be on Thursday afternoon at 2:30 for the Manufacturers Showcase. Go to onallbands.com and get the latest information on the events calendar. And I hope to see you on the air. 73 from DX Engineering.